Welcome to the She Scales podcast, where we are talking today about how I have brought in 60k from one single offer and everything that you need to know to be able to replicate that success and more yourself. Okay, firstly, just want to say I got back from LA yesterday. Oh my gosh, it was the most incredible trip. Absolutely blew my mind and flipped everything that I thought that I knew on its head. Completely 180. I'm going to do a separate LA recap I'm going to do a whole separate episode on it. But I just wanted to say, I'm so happy to be here. So wherever time you're listening to this, wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Sending you all the love, freshly landed from Bali, having just come from LA. Wild. I've just done a double gym session, so I am feeling pumped. So I hope that you're ready for this episode. I'm going to be dropping multiple episodes today. And so buckle up, bitches. Okay, so back on track. We're going to be talking about how I did that. I'm going to come to 8 different things that I did to be able to bring in such a high amount of revenue from one single signature offer and all the things that you need to know to be able to replicate that yourself. The thing with having a solid signature offer that people know you for is it's really like it builds your brand. When you go all in on one thing, and don't get me wrong, I am someone that has had lots of different offers. I love creating new pop-up offers, low ticket offers, temporary offers, whatever the flavor of the month is. Totally hear you, I get it. However, you need a solid signature offer, the thing that is your brand bread and butter, the thing that people know you for, that when they think of you, they think of the name of this offer. That is the level of memorability that you want to have around your main offer. Because until you've got that, until you've got a solid brand built around your main piece, you ain't got no business creating 10 other things. It's just a distraction. Unless the thing is a stepping stone offer into the main solid signature piece, honestly, just focus all your attention on that one thing, creating a real strong brand around it so that everybody who comes into your world, they know the name of this thing. They know what it is. You know, is it a 6-month program? Is it a 4-week intensive? Is it a course? Is it a program? Like, what is it? They know, they've seen the branding for it. They know the type of people that it helps. They know the type of transformation that's possible. They've seen clients' results. When you go all in on refining and getting really, really good at one thing, rather than trying to be half good at 10 things, this is a far better use of your time, and your bank balance will also thank you for it. Because it means that you get the chance to really excel and to really learn what's working, improve the messaging for it, improve the client results for it, includes just really, really improving that one thing before then trying to add extra things onto your plate. When people are talking about your offer in conversations that you're not in, that shit is gold dust. Imagine coming onto social media and people sending you screenshots about others talking about your offer in conversations and groups and spaces that you're not in. I have seen that happen for me when people have sent me screenshots of comments in Facebook groups saying, oh, you need to speak to Sarah Buckland, this is her Burnt Out to Booked Out program, or you need to speak to Sarah Buckland, her Sold Out Sales Academy. And my clients are recommending me in spaces I'm not even in. And other people are then coming to me to tell me about that. Think how powerful that is when your clients are doing the selling for you. They are bringing you more clients. Now, you're not going to get that level of brand loyalty from your existing clients if you are trying to do 10 things at once. So go all in on one signature piece, get a real strong brand and real memorability around that thing before then adding other things to your plate. That is gold dust when you can get your people doing the selling for you in spaces you're not in. Oh my God, that is like the sweetest of sweet spots. And think when people then come to you and you get a message from a random person who says, I saw your name and the name of this XYZ program, how can I join? Hallelujah. Think how easy it would be to enroll new clients into your programs, courses or offers when they come to you saying, somebody told me about your X program, how can I join? Like, they've already been sold by somebody else. It's not even you. That user-generated content from your past clients is absolute gold dust. And so it is really, really in your benefit. And I think too many people skip over this, is to go all in and serve your existing clients at a really high level and really go all in on their results. Because if they have an incredible time, they're going to go and speak about you either on their own social media, in other conversations, they're going to recommend people to you. And this is how, if you can get really good at that, you do not need a massive audience. This is how you can scale to really high cash months and have a solid brand and reputation without needing a big audience or paid ads or to be doing sales calls. It's because you've gone all in on your client results, all in on your one signature offer, and you have refined that and made it fucking excellent. And now the ripples of excitement and results from your clients, they're going to speak about you in other places and they are bringing you more clients. Osh! So this is how powerful it can be. And so it's really, really in your interest to get really good at your signature offer. So looping back to me telling you that I brought in 60K from one single offer. So this was my Sold Out Sales Academy. This was a program that I've been running since 2021. And with that program, I have run it doing live launches. Everyone runs things differently. That particular program, it was a 3-month program. In most cases, I did trial it out for 6 months, but I did prefer doing it in 3 months. I launched it multiple times, and there are dozens of clients that have come through Sold Out Sales Academy with crazy results, like launching their own group programs, landing the highest paying clients they've ever landed. We've had 10K sales days, 15K sales days, people who have built up monthly recurring revenue 6 months in advance, people who landed clients that were so big that just from that single client, they had 5K recurring revenue for like the next 4 months from one client. Yeah, baby. Some of those people took the rest of the summer off because they didn't even need to do marketing. They were landing such a high level, like high quality of client that they were good for months. Talk about a sweet spot. Anyway, so let's go into I think I've got 8 things. So number 1, when you're creating this solid signature offer that you want to be your brand bread and butter, number 1 is getting proof of concept. You can't just run into creating something and you're like, hey, I've got this thing, it's magnificent, if you have not gained any proof that this thing is wanted or needed. So as soon as I became a sales coach, I hit the ground running, asking people what it was that they wanted. I was researching. I was inside Facebook groups. I was asking people on my stories, asking people in my DMs, people that I was familiar with, but also people I wasn't familiar with. I was going on Ask the Public to see what questions people were asking. I was doing my research and then building my signature offer before I'd even got clients because I was out speaking to people. I did a questionnaire and I had 20 people reply to that. I was asking questions on my stories. I was getting people on calls to get even more qualitative data. So I was getting lots and lots of feedback before going into the creation of this offer. Getting on research calls, I was inside Facebook groups, doing surveys, speaking to dozens of women to see what it was that they needed around sales and selling on social media. And I was gathering evidence, a lot of it. I was writing down notes. I was writing down the words that they were using, the phrases that they were using, the frustrations that they had, what they wanted to be able to achieve or what they wanted to feel easy. I was writing all of that down. I was getting so much proof that this offer was needed before going into actually creating anything. So that's number 1, proof. Going out there, doing the research, asking people what they want, getting the proof before going on to anything else. Number 2 is testing. So keeping in mind, we've got research going on in the background. I was building up a wealth of experience doing coaching with one-to-one clients and seeing what was coming up for people. So not only was I doing the surveys and the calls and everything in the background, getting, research, but I was actually testing what people wanted and needed doing live coaching. So even if it was just a single power hour, even if it was 6 weeks of coaching, 12 weeks of coaching, I was seeing what questions people were asking me and what was coming up and what were the most popular topics or most common struggles that people were coming to me with. And I was taking note of that, because at that point I was doing like so much prep work, because I was so early in my journey that I wanted everything to be perfect. So I was writing like 2 to 3 pages of notes in preparation for a single call. I was doing well over an hour of prep before an hour call, well over an hour, and probably the same, if not double or triple, of recapping and follow-up after. Your girl. I was doing a lot, but I was keen, and I learned a lot from that, because that phase of testing and seeing what was coming up for people and seeing what were the answers that I was constantly prepping or writing down that I was going to be able to teach, or answering questions on live calls. What was I always following up with after? What did people need more help with? And that was really, really valuable time. So we've got number 1 was proof of concept, going out and doing the research. Number 2 was testing and really paying attention to what my current clients coming to me for. What are they currently asking me? Number 3 was building trust with my audience. Before launching anything new, I was making sure to build a high level of trust with my audience. Now, I don't know whether you know this, but I had started off my online business doing something completely different. I didn't know how to use sales in a coaching or teaching perspective. So my audience had been built and knew me for doing something entirely different. Brand design. And so when I first pivoted into coaching, even though I knew that I was going to be really good at this, because I was like, hallelujah, we're finally using our skill set, this is what we were supposed to be doing, I knew that my audience might be a little bit wary, because they'd just seen me doing something entirely different. So it was very important to me to build a solid level of trust with my audience from the get-go, because especially if I wanted to launch some high-ticket program, and people had just seen me 5 minutes ago doing something entirely different, I needed to bring the proof to the pudding. And so I was not just booking consistent clients, but sharing consistent, high quality client results, consistent social proof, giving consistent, high quality customer experience, so that people were not just in my DMs being like, oh my God, Sarah, this is happening and this is happening and this is happening. But they were also going on their own social media to share that excitement. So I'd got a really high level of trust that I was building with my audience, because my clients were sharing good results with me, but also sharing it on their own platform. That is really, really powerful. Now, I'm not saying that is essential before you go and launch any high ticket offer, but it's going to fucking help. It is going to fucking help. Like any type of social proof. Ideally, with it being in line with the thing that you're going to launch. But if it's a brand new offer, at least collect social proof that is in line with that kind of outcome. So that even if you've never provided this thing before, so you don't have the exact proof, you've at least got a body of testimonials that will speak to either your what it's like to work with you, or what other results have been possible. Stuff that will still help to build trust with your audience, even if it's not the exact outcome of the program or course that you're launching. So building a high level of trust before going into launches, consistent social proof, and then really gathering that together before you go into your launch. Building massive momentum. So this kind of feeds back off the last one, but because I was consistently sharing a lot of client results and social proof, it was really easy for me to build a lot of massive momentum, because people could see me working with so many different people and tagging people and them tagging me, and it just reduced any fear of risk for people. They knew that they needed to get on my bandwagon quick, because it was moving, and it was. That first launch, I was like, oh my God, everything is happening. But even for every launch after, because that one set the bar. And so the fact that I'd done it so casually from the first one, I was like, okay. And that is what I brought into every launch after that, is to really create massive momentum. Now, I will just say, I have also launched and been a bit lazy on this. And when you fail to prepare and you fail to build massive momentum, your launch week is going to feel like you're singing into an echo chamber and it's just you. So there can also be, if you just skip this step, your launch period, your open doors period is going to feel like tumbleweed if you have not built massive momentum and built trust with your audience before this thing comes live, this new offer or your launch week, when you make this thing available to buy, if you haven't built up massive momentum and like really shown why you're the one, people are just going to be like, cool, because they want to see that the bandwagon is already moving. It's easier to hop on something that is already moving rather than them feeling like nobody else has moved and there is no bandwagon. And let me tell you, if you walk into launch week with nobody already signed up, not to say that you won't sign anyone up through launch week, but it's going to be a hell of a lot easier if you're walking into launch week with people already signed up. The bandwagon is already moving. You will just bring such a different energy to sell this thing. So build massive momentum. Number 5 is gamifying the launch. So like really making this thing fun. You know, your audience are wise. They've seen lots of people launching lots of things before. This isn't new. You know, this isn't their first rodeo either. So how can you make it fun? How can you make this into a party? I've done various things like this, whether it's either like, I love the tease phase. I love a little bit of tease. And so like some of my favorite things to do are when I've created the branding for an offer, I'll share it to my stories, but with it all blacked out, but with just a rubber. So it shows a little bit. And so people can either start to see the branding coming through and I'll drip feed it over a few days. Or what else do I? Yeah, so people can start to guess the name, for example, and I might run a competition for people to guess the name, just so that it gets people involved. It gets them in my DMs wanting to know what this thing is, and it makes it a bit more of a two-way street rather than me just posting things and hoping for feedback. No, like get your audience involved. So I always gamify the launch, whether it's a guess the name competition, teasing with the branding. I might show sneak peeks of the sales page, or I might show sneak peeks of like actually inside the offer. I might run a competition, like various different things. What else have I done? Done various competitions. Trying to think. There's various different ways that you can like gamify your launch, tease people, like they get just as much excited as for my first high ticket launch, Sold Out Sales Academy, which at the time was called Sleaze Free Sales Academy, SFSA. I shared just the acronym. So SFSA, and I said, guess what it stands for? And obviously, when you see 2 S's, and obviously take into account my name, there was a lot of wrong guesses. So it might be like Sarah's Fun Selling Accelerator or something like that. So there was sales in a lot. There was Sarah in a lot. There was 6-figure sales accelerator. And I was flattered, but I was about 2 months into sales coaching. I was like, it's not quite my story just yet. But all the wrong guesses, and these were going over days, so many days, and people were like, oh my God, this is the most frustrating thing on my Instagram right now. People loved it. I was getting so many wrong guesses, and I was sharing them, and it kind of helped to raise the stakes, because I was like, okay, I'm going to raise the stakes. I'm going to increase the prize. But people still weren't getting it. And so they were bringing their friends. My story views were super high while people were trying to guess the name. It brought so much excitement and visibility and momentum around that first launch. So any way that you can bring some fun, some excitement, some tease, some hype will massively help you in the long run for the launch. And so next one is building a brand around the offer. I said this at the start, but make sure that you're really building a brand around the offer itself so that people come to know it, they remember it, they know its name or its look and feel. They know the acronym, like it stands for. Now, what I will say on this is don't move to the acronym too quick so that people have had chance to see the name and that you still use it. You don't just go to the acronym straight away and then only use the acronym, because there's going to be new people coming into your audience all the time. But it's more just as a quick reference point for you to be able to share the full name but use the acronym in like your body copy, for example. But having an acronym, I think really, really helps. I'm just going to give you a little tip here. I consider what the acronym is going to be when I'm naming the offer, because a catchy acronym, again, just makes it so much more memorable. If you have the name of your offer, and let's say it's all different letters, that's not really that memorable. I'm just going to share with you the acronyms of my offers, and you're going to see some heavy alliteration, and that is very intentional. Listen, there was B2B, SFSA, which later became SOSA, P4P, S2S, and more recently YFF. You can hear the consistency. I always use double letters for alliteration because it's more memorable. If you choose 3 random letters, that's not that memorable. You want this to be able to roll off people's tongue and that they're coming to you. Do you know how many people, so I'm currently launching Your Freedom Formula. Everybody knows the name of this offer, even if we've just met. I've just come back from a retreat in LA where there was a lot of people that I was meeting, either had never seen them on social media before or I'd only seen them on social media, but this is our first time meeting. And everybody there came up to me to say, oh my God, Sarah, Your Freedom Formula looks incredible. This is the first time we're meeting and they know the name of my offer. Think how powerful that is. Build a brand around your offer so that it's easy and people can be seeing it, seeing how you sell it, seeing how it makes sense for you, so that they can recommend you to other people that it might be a good fit for. Next is consistent client results. If you want to build a signature offer that lasts the test of time, that stays with you for years, that is your bread and butter piece, that is your thing that people know you for and that people are constantly enrolling for, they've got a high level of trust for, so they're coming in without questions, and it's just selling throughout the year, you need to make sure that client results that are coming out the other end of that are high if you want that level of ease of sales around it. So when it comes to client results, this is partly having a really good client experience, but it's also creating a framework that gets people results. You can provide a really good experience, but people still not get results if your framework doesn't make sense. So making sure that you have, this goes back to your research, create a framework that is designed to get results. Don't overpack it with a million things. You want a simple framework that gets people a high result in as fewer steps as possible. Don't create a kitchen sink offer and put everything that you know about subject X. This is about you going deep but narrow. So what would you need to put into your framework for them to be able to get really good results in as few steps as possible? So good framework and a good client experience is your ticket to consistent client results. And then the next thing, or the last thing, is refinement and repetition. When you've done your research, you've created this hot audience who trust you, you've built massive momentum, you built demand, you've brought out this new offer, you've gamified the launch, you've made it super fun, you've built a brand around your offer and you've brought it out into existence, it's in the world and people are signing up throughout the year, and you're giving them and you're getting for them consistent client results, then it's just a case of, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is more like small tweaks. When you've got something that's already working well, you don't need to change it. All you need to do is refine what's already working well, refine and repeat. Now, for me, with this particular offer that I'm talking about here, I chose to launch that various times a year. So I'd launch it sort of 2, maybe 3 times a year. So for me, I would just be repeating the launch process that I knew already worked. But in the future, that'll be something that I run evergreen. And so repetition and refinement will look more like really drilling down on the messaging, getting really clear on the content that continues to bring new people into this offer and continuing to get really high client results from that offer. So that refinement and repetition, get what's already working and just making those small 1% tweaks, whether it's adding an extra bonus resource that would make your client experience absolutely incredible, whether it's using more automations to make things more streamlined, just one thing at a time, just improving, finding your 1% difference that could make a 10% difference later down the road. So always looking to improve the process, either for each new group or new wave of people coming through, so that you're always improving, streamlining, and increasing the value and the potency of the trainings that are inside. And that's what I was doing with this offer, is always looking at is, can I either provide different resources that would be even more incredible? Can I make more potent trainings? Is there an extra training that I could add in as a surprise that would really not only just delight my clients, but would really help them with a certain problem that they're coming up against? This could actually be the glue that they were looking for. So build your process, go change people's lives with it, and then literally rinse and repeat. Do that. Continue to do that. This is how I brought in 60K from one single offer. And in the future, I know that number will be significantly higher from single offers. You don't need 2,267 different offers. You need one solid signature offer that gets people great results. So inside my new program that's coming up, Your Freedom Formula, I'll be showing you how to do this, how to package your knowledge into a framework that works, that gets your clients incredible results, and that you can serve unlimited people coming through the framework that you've created that gets people incredible results, whilst you launch this offer successfully using the proven framework. And then once it's live and it's getting people awesome results, you're just doing that refinement, repetition, only in small places, so that you can not just build a high level of recurring revenue for you and be impacting dozens, if not hundreds of people, but also you can be looking at, where can I make like small little tweaks, both to my client experience, both to the community that I'm building, the impact that I'm having. How can I make my little 1% differences so that I'm not like, oh my God, I'll burn the whole thing to the ground, as people often say. But you're looking at, no, this is already working. How can I make it work even better? And you're just doing the refinement. Or you're adding in, as I mentioned at the beginning, a stepping stone offer that comes into that offer. So you're increasing either the volume of people coming in, the visibility of people coming in. You're allowing people to test drive you in something smaller before coming into that main offer. Or you're building a higher ticket program, whether it's like another signature piece or a mastermind or something that is the next piece after people have done that with you. So some food for thought there. Your Freedom Formula, doors are open as we speak. If you want any more information, drop me a DM on Instagram. Would love to welcome you inside. We've got an incredible group of ladies in Your Freedom Formula already. All right, my loves, that is all for this episode. I'm going to be doing a recap of everything from LA because that trip changed my life. And I'm also going to be doing an episode around specific phases for your launch. So for those of you who are either already in Your Freedom Formula or considering joining, this will be really helpful for you when you're planning out your launch, so that you can walk into launch week knowing that you've already got awesome people signed up and your launch is going to be a massive sold out success. In the meantime, if you love this episode, would love if you share it to your stories, tag me on Insta, Sarah Buckland Coaching, or drop me a message to say what you loved about it most. And I shall see you inside the next episode.